Hi everyone, Dr. Krill's online class is back. I apologize for taking so long to get back to all of you, but anyway, I'm here now. Well, I am not going to be talking about medical illnesses or OFW during this presentation. And the subject I want to talk about with you is study habits as a path to brain power. So this is just in time because we are about to start the semester after a long vacation. Did you enjoy your Christmas vacation, guys? Well, so is there anyone here who enjoys learning, reading, and experimenting with the field of science, math, literatures, and others? Okay, so if you are one, well, congrats because you developed that into yourself. Okay, so regarding study time, if your brain is not ready to work and you are not in the right frame of mind, studying might be challenging, right? However, everyone may cultivate productive study habits to increase the effectiveness, efficiency, and enjoyment of learning. Okay, and for the learning outcomes of this presentation, so you'll be able to identify the various ideas or recognize the numerous thoughts and study habits, then you will adapt effective or successful study habits. And you will later be able to establish or build effective and good study habits. Okay? Actually, class, there is no need to complete them all, but you can try at least two or three study habits at first. And if you can, so try new ones. Okay, so let's start. Number one, set study goals for each session. Okay, so establish objectives for each study session you undertake. You need that, guys. And they may be like content or time based. You may decide to study for at least 2 hours, go over the textbooks, chapters. So if you didn't finish as much as you had hoped to, remember that studying might be occasionally take longer than anticipated. So you can try not to be hard to yourself. Okay, class? Continue taking regular breaks and plan another study session. Okay, and this approach entails setting realistic goals for every study session or subject. And guys, establishing objectives, being you motivated and tracking your development. For instance, you may set a goal to master one chapter of a nursing book, or let's say one topic each day rather than trying to finish it in 2 days, right? I'd advise adopting the SMART goals method to develop short term and long term learning objectives. Do you still remember what is SMART? S, simple, M, measurable, A, attainable, R, realistic, and T, time bound or time bounded. Okay, so that is how to develop or how to establish a goal. Okay, okay. Second, creating a suitable environment. So you need to choose a decent study space. This is one of the most crucial aspects of effective study technique. Seek a peaceful location with few distractions so that you may concentrate without being distracted by loud noises or incessant people vying for your attention. Okay? Actually, it is up to you. It is up to you to create a suitable environment, not your friends or not anybody else. And it should be based on personal preferences because each person may have different ideal study environment. Okay? While some people function better with some background noise, others require total quiet. In class, the quiet area to study is a library. Okay? Library is an excellent location to start if you enjoy alone. There are some areas also like coffee shop or peaceful nook of your home. Okay, might serve as excellent starting points also. It depends actually with your. According to some researchers or in a certain research, switching up your study location on occasion can improve your memory retention. This is because learning the same content in several contexts encourages your brain to form diverse associations with it, okay? Which facilitates memory retention, right? It's according to some research. And finding 3 or 4 venues that you would love to study at can help or can be helpful. Okay? Okay, third, mindful or focus. Okay, concentration and mindfulness as present moment awareness. Okay, it can improve your understanding and memory. And with this, distraction should be avoided. Attention should be focused on the subject at hand, and deliberate effort should be made to fully comprehend the information. Yes, choosing a comfortable study space can help you stay focused on your job from the very beginning. Nevertheless, wherever you decide to work for your assignments or anything, homework or class presentation or any works, there are variety of distractions that could affect you. Okay? One, it's really important. Switch off your Wi-Fi and internet. Be mindful of how destructive screens can be and avoid being caught up in the digital distractions trap. Okay? You can try to set your phone like do not disturb. Okay? Do not disturb intervals or shutting off your phone's notifications while you study. It's a kind of, actually, it's just a kind of exercise for you. Okay? Question: is it appropriate to play music while studying? Answer: there are few advantages of listening to music while studying or when you study. Okay? It can improve your mood and reduce stress and worry. However, research indicates that listening to loud, fast lyrics containing music tend to lower reading comprehension. Okay? So when studying, listen to quiet, wordless music. Okay. Number 4, space out your studying. Studies indicates that although cramming can still help you score well in the exam, you are far more likely to forget what you have learned as soon as the test is over. Actually, guys, you can create a daily to-do task. Okay, example. Today at 8 p.m., you will review anatomy and physiology, then break, then another subject, and so on, just like that. Okay? Review your material once a week in brief rather than delaying your study until right before the exam. My God. But anyway, we call it individual differences. There are some who do like cramming, but still, mind you, class, it will not help. Yes, it will help you score well, but after the exam, you will really forget what you study. And it is recommended to spread out your study sessions for exam over a few weeks or even months, okay, depending on the type of test you are taking. This can aid in long-term memory retention. Mind you, class, it's really true. Okay? Well, there's a common strategy used by successful students to rank assignments according to their relevance and due dates. Okay, if you want to use the Eisenhower box technique, for example, you might prioritize an important and urgent task like an approaching exam above other tasks in your list. Okay, you can divide your jobs into 4 categories. One, important and urgent, then important but not urgent, and we have also not important but urgent. And last one, not important and not urgent. Okay, so with this, you can prioritize what to study first. Okay, so next is review and revise session. Examine and edit sessions. Okay? Reviewing study materials regularly helps with long-term memory recall. You can set aside certain times every week to go over previous notes, practice self-test or have group discussions, right? For example, you may spend your Fridays or Saturdays morning going to over everything you covered the week before. Okay, just like that is your review time. Regularity and consistency, or we call it continuity and regularity, just the same. Strong study habits are built on consistency. Better academic results come from creating a daily schedule that includes dedicated study times, studying for, let's say, 2 hours every day. For example, uh, it is more beneficial than cramming for 10 hours a day, 15 hours, 20 hours. It's really crucial, okay? It can destroy your brain. Class, do not forget to reward yourself, okay? Treating oneself to a reward, also known as bribing oneself, okay? It has been associated with improved self-control and can aid in the formation of positive habits. You can motivate yourself to reach your objectives by telling yourself you'll receive a small reward if you complete the portion you intended to. Okay, or maybe a larger incentive if you have a fruitful study day, like that. Okay, okay. And seven, using active reading strategies, or we can have it a regular self assessment or take practice test. Okay, for a long time, test and practice exam have been considered beneficial resources for improving students' knowledge and retention. Okay, so testing not only highlights knowledge gaps and eases exam anxiety, but it also forces us to retrieve information from a memory, okay? A potent, scientifically proven method of retaining what we've learned. You can test yourself, or you can try to like example, you will make your own questions, okay, and try it to yourself. Actually, there are a variety of ways on how to self-assess or make a take oh my god practice test, okay. Example, make some flashcards, okay, or write your own inquiries, so then you answer, okay, or look up practice questions on the internet, or have a friend test you, okay, or or what they call this frequent self-evaluation, okay. You can track your progress directly by giving yourself tests or quizzes on a regular basis to see how well you learned and remember things. Okay, you have two options. You can create a quick assessment to yourself or use a pre-made online quizzes like that. Okay, as you respond, highlight the sections you found difficult for further study. And you can use this strategy to assess your level of preparation and identify areas that require further work. Okay, next, use your own words. You learn more about the subject and help your brain retain information when you can articulate an ideas in your own words. Okay, next, ask for help. Okay, so when assistance is needed, do not hesitate to ask somebody. Ask for help. Okay. One under appreciative study habits is knowing when to ask for assistance. Never be afraid to ask for clarification from your lecturer, from your professors, from your friends, or to your study groups. Okay. If you're having trouble understanding a concept, ask. If you don't understand something from the topic, ask. Okay. Another option is to look for information online, either on educational websites or on academic forums. Okay, keep it in mind that it's preferable to address questions up front rather than letting misconceptions impede your learning process. Okay, take breaks. Intentional breaks have been associated with improvement in energy, attention span, and of course, retention. According to some research, you can be most productive if you work for about, like example, 50 minutes, then take 15 to 20 minutes break like that. So it's really important for our brain. There are strategies for taking care of yourself. Okay, one, pray or meditate. Okay, that is during break time, or unwind and daydream. Then what else? Listen to music, unwind with a companion, have snacks or drinks, or you can take a short walk. And it's really also good to take a shower. Okay, and what else? Integrating regular short breaks in your study pattern can boost your productivity and mental agility because it decreases distractions during focused study time. And this is important. Okay, and a researcher found out that students reported being distracted about 20% of their study time, and distractions while studying negatively predicted exam performance. Okay? Actually, we have this technique, we call it Pomodoro Technique. This is a popular method. Like you study for 25 minutes, then take a 5 minutes break, then make it like 4 cycle. Okay? So you can take a longer breaks of 15 to 20 minutes. So during your breaks, you can engage in some light activity as I have mentioned in the previous slides. Okay, so that is Pomodoro technique. Okay, next is take care of yourself. Okay, ultimately, you need to take care of yourself in order to take care of your brain, which is an organ of your body. Okay, take care of your mental health. Having good mental health makes it easier for us to manage stress. Okay, it enhances our personal connections. It enables us to live more purposeful life and increases our productivity at work. Exercise increases brain cells connections, stimulates the growth of new nerve cells, and supplies oxygen to the area of the brain responsible for cognition. Okay? Increase your intake of fruits, vegetables, nuts, plant-based proteins, and unsaturated oil like olive oil. Okay? So these foods have been associated with improved cognitive function. Then sleep. Research shown that insufficient sleep is associated with worsening cognitive outcomes, such as shortened attention span and lower test score. Although each person has distinct sleep requirements, but most people require 7 to 8.5 hours of sleep per night. Additionally, obtaining more sleep might improve your social life and make you happy. Active writing. So, engaging in active composition. So, active participation is required when transcribing information, which helps you retain and improve your grasp of the material. So, consider outlining of human circulatory system, for instance. So, using brief notes rather than just reading about it. Okay, to make it for you to remember what you have studied. We have also what we call note taking strategy, right? Taking notes well is a skill that improves comprehension and memory of information. So choose a note taking technique and stick with it. Some examples of strategies are mind mapping, outlining, and the Cornell method. Okay, to improve retention and review, you could, for instance, employ the Cornell method, which breaks the paper up into notes, cues, and the summary section. Okay, like this. The first step in taking Cornell notes is to divide your paper into 3 sections, with one section being larger than the other two. Next, when taking notes in class, write in the largest section. It is best to concentrate on big ideas rather than copying everything your teacher says. Okay, next, format your paper as follows. During the reading, make simple notes on the right side of the page. After reading, summarize your notes into a few 1 to 3 word key concept. Okay, that is to easily remember what you are studying. Integrating study with real life scenarios. So in here, gaining a deeper understanding can be facilitated by applying the theoretical knowledge acquired during study sessions to real life situations. For instance, how the heart beats and what the sounds are. To make it more relatable and genuine, try to listen with your heartbeat with the use of stethoscope or um, and identify the sounds it makes. Okay, that way you will remember the information. Okay, next, making use of mnemonics. So this calls for the application of information retrieval and retention strategies. Making an acronym or conjuring up an appropriate mental image could be the way. For instance, when you are about to obtain the patient's current health history, do not forget to look into and gather information for each symptom the client reports using the cold spa mnemonic. What is this? Character, onset, location, duration, severity, patterns, and associated factors. Okay, you can actually create your own mnemonic. Okay, that is to help you recall things more quickly. Okay, next, incorporating understandable examples. So in here, we need to include comprehensible examples. So like this. For example, I am discussing mental illnesses. When you are at home, you can watch a movie that discusses schizophrenia. Okay, so with that, you can relate because you can see in the movie itself the signs and symptoms, the management that is given to the patient. Okay, next, engage all senses. Using a variety of senses helps you retain the information better. This could entail producing visual aids, revising notes, reading aloud, or even converting text to speech using software. Okay? In order to enhance retention, the information should be ingested through as many sensory pathways as feasible. Okay? So when learning a foreign vocabulary word, for instance, you could write the word multiple times, then read the description, then hear how it is pronounced, and picture anything that is connected to it. Okay? In that way, you can remember that vocabulary. Okay? Then next, reflective learning. This procedure helps you assess how well you master the learning material and guarantees that you have a firm grasp of the key ideas. Example, after reading a part of example world history, pause to consider what questions you still have and what new ones you have regarding the subject. Okay, so that is contemplative education. Next, constructive procrastination. Procrastinating constructively is just normal, okay? Total avoidance of procrastination is the ideal. It isn't always possible, okay? So when you feel like postponing, um, constructive procrastination is completing an equally important task. So if you can't study medical surgical nursing, think about moving on to something else that needs to get done, like finishing your assignment first or reading some other notes. So in this manner, you give in to the what do you call this? You give in to the temptation to put things off while yet being productive, right? Visualization techniques. So in here, seeing the knowledge in your mind's eye or a visualization can greatly enhance memory and recall. So techniques for visualization. So for example, the what do you call this? Visualizing the system, functions, and sections of the body can help you better grasp the anatomy. Study with a group. Okay, I like this one class. Study alongside with friends. So this greatly aid in process of studying. So friends may encourage and hold one another accountable for one another. Okay. Additionally, the social learning theory states that group activity aids in knowledge reinforcement. So, when you discuss the course material with friends, for instance, you will hear their distinct viewpoints, okay, which may or which you may evaluate and contrast with your own to enhance, okay, or to reinforce or to improve your own viewpoints, okay, because there are also information that you don't know and you will just learn it because of your friends, because of your study buddy. Okay. Next is preparing for the next class. Getting ready for the next course. So, preparing for the following lessons by going over the subject in advance makes the discussion more clear and fruitful. Having studied the subject beforehand will enable you to contribute more intelligently to class discussion and ask thoughtful questions. Okay, for instance, you might wish to read the relevant chapter tonight. If, for example, if the topic tomorrow is about uh, heart function, so you study in advance. So if you have any question, you can ask. So this ends with the techniques you may apply in developing study habits. Class, let me remind you through this phrase. Education, it's not about marks, but it's about learning. Education is about learning, not about marks. Okay? So, your study habits shapes the course of your academic career. Effective study habits ensure better academic performance and help you build transferable skills like self-control, goal setting, and time management. So, through the development of effective study habits, you can change your academic journey to one that is more favorable and advantageous. Okay, so I am grateful and hope to see you on my next one. Bye bye for now.